Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nev from Storytime with the Nev, and you are listening to the Escape Pod cast. This show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And stick around for Storytime with the Nev. That's me. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, and Paul Anthony.
I am the will of the Force, watcher of a galaxy filled with intrigue and adventure, stories of the Jedi and the Sith. But there is a place in the galaxy, a world between worlds, the veil of the Force, where worlds diverge from our reality by chance, in happenstance, or fate. I am here to tell of such a world where the question is answered: what if Going Nerdy became the co-host of the Escape Pod Cast?
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Escape Podcast. My name is Paul Anthony, and I am from Vault 37 Studios, and as always, I am joined by my very, very good friend and my hetero life partner, Thaddaeus from Going Nerdy. Thad, oh my gosh, it's been 2 years since you started, since we lost Scotty and you took over, man.
I know, and I miss his face every week, and that accent, that sexy. Can we just acknowledge that the Australian accent is the sexiest of the foreign accents?
I will absolutely concur there. I'll absolutely concur there. And what better way for our Halloween episode than to be talking about what every kid wants to dress up as, Boba Fett.
Yes, absolutely, guys. I am so excited for this. Like, I really want to wail hard on this. Now, I won't, because my wallet is tight, but the desire is there.
The wife's purse strings are tight then.
The wife's purse strings are tight. Yeah, she's the one that controls the checkbook. It would be a hard thing. And one of the facts is whaling will be a challenge here because it's not your traditional character, right? He's not coming traditionally through marquee or legendary. The whale's a little different this time, and so more stratagem is required.
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
This is just fun. I mean, we got a Road Ahead coming that came out this past week. There was the Speed GAC where I, along with Nev from Storytime with the Nev, we did our GA Center or our GA Fight Nights. So when CG asked us to help produce the Speed Grand Arena thing, I had to get Neil to help us with the thing. You were out. You weren't able to make it, but we did have Neil jump in. It was great. You watched though.
I did. I was live. I watched the whole thing with you guys. It was epic. It was a really great show. right? And I am sorry, but I was a little disappointed that they didn't reach out to me and say, "Hey, Thaddaeus, we know your feelings on GAC, but you know, we're not going to ask you to do it." I took a step back, you know, and so thank you, Neil, for filling in for me that week or earlier this week. He did a wonderful job, right? Wonderful job, and I appreciate that. But yeah, it was a great show, and it was really surprising. The outcome.
Oh yes, so I can't remember all the exact standings, but we know that Crumb was 0-3 and Nivmet was 3-0, which means every content creator in Speed GAC at least won one. And we did get the matchup of pardon me. We did get the matchup of Operation Metaverse versus Gambit. We did get the matchup of Crumb and Loki versus RSG.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I loved it. It was nail biting. Like, talk about, this is what sports should be.
Esports,
right?
At least.
No, I think all sports, this is what all sports should be. But yeah, this is what's so exciting about it. It was absolutely a nail biter, like every matchup, and seeing was it you said Ranger and
Ranger and Heinze versus Crumb and Loki, yeah.
Yeah, that was I was just happy. I was happy that Crumb went 3-0. And I gotta say this, and no shame on Crumb, but it's that goatee, his facial hair, I think has made him proud, and he needed a lesson in humility. Right? You can only be the sexiest man in SWGOH for so long before you need to be knocked down a peg or two. And I think that this was a nice wake-up call for Crumb.
And
you know,
I don't know. It was absolutely a fun thing to watch. Seeing Cubs and Grid, in my opinion, two of the most deserving content creators were in the final against a dev.
Yeah.
And it was just a few misplays because you and I, we're not very big fans of Grand Arena. But at the same time, we can understand how crazy it would be to do everything in 30 minutes. You can't full clear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, we're not used to full clearing anyway, but you still can't full clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you'd have to be running like 1 or 2 at the most minute matches to be able to get through everything. And that's just not, I just don't think that's possible with the teams that we have, right? Unless they put like hey, no GLs, and then maybe you can get a full.
Oh no, you got to be able to use the whole roster.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. It's the whole roster. It's using characters that don't typically get a chance. I saw, what was it, Jedi Guardian show up in one of the
Jedi Guardian and a
matches?
JML squad. Yes.
Yeah, that was insane. I was like, what kind of crazy person is? And it worked. Like, it was an effective team, if I remember correctly. And it was just awesome to see a full roster being used.
Now we do have, some people have asked, when's the recap coming? I have 24 hours of footage to go through of just the players themselves. And then on top of that, we have to do some post-production. We have to do we have to do a lot of other stuff in the background. Yeah. We're going to try to get some, what were you thinking interviews? Kind of like a reality television show, if you will. Yeah. It'll be fun. So be patient for that. There may be a sizzle reel coming along. We'll see what we're able to get done. Now, the big thing, and we'll, we have the entire kit reveal will be read by the Nev in Storytime with the Nev coming up later on. But we had the big reveal of Bubba Fett. You call him Dad Bod Boba. I call him call him Bubba Fett.
Bubba
but
Fett.
They then announced how we're going to get him in the road ahead. And that's what I'd like to go over with you right now. You know, we like to talk about him. So here we are. Hi Holotable Heroes. In this road ahead, we're going to cover a number of upcoming changes for Galaxy of Heroes over the next several months. Our next title update is almost here, rolling out later today, as a matter of fact, which we'll also get to. Brings a number of changes. Conquest 10, mode-specific abilities, updated login calendars, and the anniversary. So we're not going to go over the video. I don't have the full setup for video here. But do you want to read the update on the gear changes there, Thad?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So let's go over this. First off, can I tell you that I waited until the update had launched to do my dailies so that I could, get all the bonuses?
I did mine earlier in the day just because I get them done.
Yeah. It was hard. It was really hard to wait for it to roll through. But update on the gear changes. This week's title update kicks off phase 1 of the gear changes. Many of the items discussed in the State of the Gearlexy will go into effect with the update, and the rest will roll out over the next month or so.
So the rest, it's not saying another one.
Yeah.
I believe that there's 4 phases to this gear easing. Which, if this is part 2, I'm excited for 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So no, this is phase 1.
No. We had phase 1 when they started putting gear in the completion of dailies, and
according to this though, they're calling this phase 1. I think that was just something.
Okay, that's true. They call this phase 1, but this is honestly, in my opinion, phase 2.
No, I think arguably you're probably right. But if this is phase 1 and they still have 4 phases to go, that's an important distinction, right? But let's continue. Our goal is that players will feel a noticeable change in their daily, weekly, and monthly gear flows, and speed up all players' ability to dive deeper into the relic system. The following changes are coming very soon and are part of this week's update. So daily quest changes, which was huge. Your daily quest to play in different parts of the game will now have a new slot for core gear. In addition to the items you normally receive, you will now also collect 4 to 7 of these salvages when obtaining the daily prize box. Daily quest will now also drop one of the following gear items with an equal probability. So you've got the 4 to 7 of the salvage, and then these additional gear pieces. MK5 stun gun prototypes, MK3 Carbontes, MK3 sensors, the stun cuffs, MK5 droid collars, and MK8 biotech implants.
All the things I need.
Yeah, well, all the things that I've been hoarding.
Oh, you've been hoarding. Okay.
Yeah. So I had about 100 stun cuffs. I have like 180 droid collars, and I've just been waiting to put these on, and I'm looking for the right fit, I don't have Cat yet. And so I've kind of been like focusing on someone else at the time. And so I've really been waiting. I have like 500 Carbontes.
I was like that until I took my Bad Batch up to Relic 0.
Yeah. I'm not there yet. I'm working on the Bad Batch a little bit, but because I'm focusing very heavily on ships, because our good friend Nev has ridiculed me more than enough times that I need to get my ships up. That's where my focus has been. And so I've been able to save some of them, but it's been, oh man, like it's been hard, like I like having a fluffy bottom. I enjoy it. I am a collector, and I don't know, like this is happiness to me, right?
I can totally understand. That I know that there's something big coming. You and I both hope that it's Hondo, of course. We've been saying this for 2 years.
Yeah. And I think I really want Hondo to come sooner rather than later, but as long as he shows up, like I don't care when he does. Like I really want, I had a student the other day walk up to me and she's like, "Hey, what's your favorite Star Wars character?" Without a second guess, I was like, "Hondo, of course." And she's like, "Oh, I totally know Hondo." 2 days later, she had painted me this like picture of Hondo, and I was like, "Yes, wow, this is amazing!" And it's Hondo pointing off in the distance, and it's got this little slogan that says, "This endeavor is no longer profitable," or something like this, And it's amazing, but like we need Hondo in this game, and we'll get to this here in a minute, but a lot of the other changes that they've announced in this road ahead are things that I think are going to make it easier for them to put a Hondo in this game, or any other hundreds of other characters in this game. Cascade asks, what if they put a Hondo behind a giant paywall? I will pay it.
I mean, that's I've already told my wife, the credit card comes out when Hondo comes out.
Yeah. I will cash in all of my cryptocurrency to like, boom, like I don't care what'll happen. All
right.
I'll trade a Bitcoin.
The second change in this title update to gear comes with the 3 weekly gear challenges that occur 3 times per week. TAC needed a bit more love than the others, so it has 2 items. So the one where you only have tanks, you get stun guns and the biotech implants. The attacker one gets the droid collars, and the healer and support, the one with Savage, gets stun cuffs.
Yeah.
So, we've got all these, the Galactic Challenge rewards. Prize boxes below the max reward will be increased in all Galactic Challenges moving forward. The max rewards remain approximately the same, but the ramp up of rewards to those max will be less steep in order to boost for newer and mid-level players. Finally, they're doing something that doesn't make the rich get richer, in my opinion.
Yeah. So they've been talking about how they want to, help the little guy. And that's the wrong way to say it, but they want to help new players. And frankly, there is a churn rate in amongst players that they need to be aware of, and they are. I think this is one of those things that will help new players be willing to stay longer and be more engaged in the content. I think this is a huge feather in their cap when it comes to listening to the community and saying, "Hey, we need to make some changes." This is awesome. I think it's wonderful.
So why don't you tell us what's next for Phase 1?
Oh, while this week's title update starts the process of the gear change, we still have many more adjustments to come. In Phase 1, we still have changes to hard node gear drop rates. Oh my goodness. Territory battle reward flattening, and adding in new dedicated slots in the shard shop that only provides core gear. Once those are complete, we will begin speaking to what Phase 2 encompasses in the near
Okay,
future.
so here we go.
Yeah.
So there's different phases to the Phase 1. Okay,
Yes.
so there we go. That's why I'm confused. Anyway, go ahead. We got the calendars to talk about.
Oh, the calendars. I am very excited. But just a quick thing. This is awesome. But this is also, I think, why they're rolling it out into multiple phases, is because one of the things we've seen recently is some what do you call those? Those crashes. A lot of players, we've seen more crashes, we've seen some more bugs than normal, and they're doing this. They're rolling them out into phases to make sure that they work properly.
Yeah, and we did notice a bug after this title update. By the way, JJ Manners gifting out 2 subs. Thank you very, very much for the generosity, JJ Manners. And Dr. Feelgood gifting a sub to the one and only Utini Master, Run DMV.
Run DMV. Oh, I'm excited for this. I really am. But let's go into the calendars, because go
ahead with the calendar.
I'm stoked. Okay, so one of the first things you will notice with the title update is a change to something you see every day with your login to the game, the login calendar. We've revamped the login calendar UI, and now additional calendars can be activated for extra daily rewards. These login calendars can be free or purchased and may coincide with special events or special occasions or monthly themes. Just like the current login calendar, you can start collecting rewards from the beginning, and regardless of what day you start, you will need to collect all the rewards before the expiration date. Some login calendars will have a tighter timetable to receive all the rewards, so like a monthly calendar login while others will be more flexible. You can activate multiple at a time and gather rewards from each calendar every day. So don't forget to log in to collect the rewards. Now, this is huge, because one, it's a way for them to make more money.
It is. It is. And this game is made, this game is not free to everyone.
It's not.
Or I should say it's free to everyone, but those who wish to pay in to give a little bit of money to support the creators have that ability in this. And a lot of the calendars that I've seen from the data mines, none of them are really game breaking. Maybe one.
Yeah. I'm excited about this, but I'm also curious to know what they're going to look like, what they're going to cost. I haven't spent much time in the data mine in the last couple of days, so I may have missed it. But I'm excited about this, because one of the games that this game is compared to is Marvel
Strike Force. A lot of people do compare it to that.
Right. And since Marvel Strike Force they've had this in their games for some time. And so it'll be interesting to see how they implement it, what they learn from a game like Marvel Strike Force, and what they avoid, what lessons they learn, what they take, and what they just avoid. I'm excited for that.
Yep. The next title update also marks the release of the first character mode specific abilities in Galaxy of Heroes. New units, more on who that is in a moment, and some exciting characters will have a new tier added to their abilities. This new type of ability tier will require a unique material called Omicrons.
Okay, I gotta stop you. Every time I read that from here on out, I think of Futurama, because I read that as Omicron. I read Omicron, and if you are a fan of Futurama, Lure from Omicron, Percy I-8, like that every
Obey
time.
Hypnotoad.
I'm like, yes, Hypnotoad. Seriously, every time I'm gonna read that, that's how we'll see it from now on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just had
you're
to interrupt.
fine. Omicrons will be available primarily as rewards from Galactic Challenges, but a small amount can be earned in Conquest and from Cantina nodes. And weekly shipments will also provide Omicrons for Shard Shop currency. and these initial sources for Omicrons as we build up a library of characters with mode-specific abilities. They're going to release about 2 per title update. And the title updates seem to be coming about every month nowadays. But this is the list. Rose Tico, Captain Phasma, Rolo, Sidious, Qui-Gon Jinn, Zam Wessel, Chief Chirpa, Chief Nebbit, IPD, and Hera.
So the focus of this list is characters who suck. Like who had
Okay, IPD has its uses. Harrison Dula has its uses. Rose Tico can be a reliable stunner. And
True.
Rolo is great already if you play the proper defensive team. Even I know that.
I agree. And I'm not even looking at like GAC. Like, I think of, I don't know, like I think of Rolo. I use Rolo in raids from time to time when I want to get like an extra 20 or 30,000, you know, because that AoE that comes in on the C pit, like when you hit right, it does some damage, right? It doesn't do a ton by any means, but if you're gonna have her anyways, it's great, you know. And so while the list focuses on characters who have a very niche use, it's going to make those characters useful in other areas of the game, which I am excited
and they said it,
right?
We chose these characters because they were either used to unlock a galactic legend and had less utility in the game than the other required units, or belong to an underused faction. So happy to see, and especially for our friend Run DMV, Chief Nebbit in the mix. I mean, Utini bombs are already great. Just think if thermal detonators are even more potent within Omicron.
Think of them not... So one of the things that we saw in this GAC run was a Utini team that was ineffective because it kept getting cleared. The bombs,
we saw that because the Ewoks were taking turns too quickly for them to damage and then the heal. That is what I found out, you know, by rewatching it. I went back to that part. I'm like, why didn't this work? And it was because the Ewoks were turn meter manipulating themselves and them all taking turns, and as they take turns they heal. So it wasn't such a big blast that knocked them out, like as if they were going against bugs.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. But if they stack up each time they do damage, and they're kind of like under a Vader lead with DOTs, what happens if that's the case? Where they stack, then delete, but then they add more.
What about Zam? Why don't we just put Zam Wessel in the lead? And Zam Wessel's on that list.
That's true. I don't know. Like I think that there's a lot of potential here.
All right, we're coming up against a break. Let's go to a break really quick, and when we come back, Conquest 10. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back after these messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod. Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddaeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Podcastaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Patreon leaderboard brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Podcast. Are you not a streamer but would like to be featured in these boards just like GA Center? Hosted by Neil Andrew Eyre, the Nev of Storytime with the Nev, and Ranger from Reality Skew Gamers? Sign up at patreon.com/theescapepod at the Kyber Combatant level or higher and sign up today, and we can get you in next month's leaderboard. All right, D forgot to join. Dark Helmet, 2-1, 78-61, 40 up, 11 down, and 10 holds. Nice job, Dark Helmet. But Dr. JoJo, of course, goes 3-0, 83-02, 40 wins, 7 losses, 3 holds. He filed a report. He says round 1 was an ugly match. He out-strategized Dr. JoJo by placing 4 Galactic Legends in the front on the bottom. He had placed 2 GL back wall that he never even reached. But then he failed on his executor, so he only cleared 1 zone, Dr. JoJo did. If his opponent was smart, he could have cleared the top at ships, and he won. But instead, he tried to clear the bottom, lost to his Darth Revan, then lost to his Rey up top, and Dr. JoJo survived. Round 2 was an auto set. Round 3 was versus the only other guy with 6 Galactic Legends who set his ultimate Lord Vader on defense. He one-shot full cleared him, and the opponent never attacked. He had no answer to his JMK Watt cat. Anyway, so Dr. JoJo goes 3-0. Taking a look, Force Strong goes 2-1, 57-90, 21 wins, 0 losses, 8 holds. Hot Sauce, 2-1 with an impressive 87-10 with 45 wins, but 19 losses and 21 holds were not enough to get him 3-0. I went 1-2, 48-01. Yeah, it's low. I forgot to attack in round 2 and 3 because, well, we were busy doing speed GAC. All right, the final board, Dr. JoJo goes 3-0. Dark Helmet goes 2-1. Hot Sauce, 87-10. That should be flipped, and I apologize. Seems these boards didn't get sorted properly, but that's okay. You guys can make it out. I go 1 and 2, Force Strong 2 and 1, with D at 0 and 3. Now, next week, we'll see how things shake up. Is there any problems that Dr. JoJo's running into? We're going to have to find out. Till then, be nice to each other, damn it.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyB's #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
The Escape Pod cast.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast. Thaddeus, we had a lot of fun during the break.
Yes, we did.
But let's get into what the people came for a little bit more. This road ahead, Conquest 10 is coming, and it's going to be bounty hunter themed. New feats, bosses related to bounty hunters, along with new data disk consumables to spice up the experience, including, I don't know if you've been following the data mine, Sector 2 may be featuring Bounty Hunter Asajj Ventress.
I have seen that. Yes. Now, when the gear left, when it first dropped, it was, you saw her lightsaber, which was awesome, right? But then you saw armor.
Yeah.
And Sig over at SWGOH events put it together.
Barbarossa.
And
Barbarossa's the one
Barbarossa?
who puts it together. Sig just reported on it and posted the pictures that Barbarossa was able to make.
Okay, my apologies, Barbarossa. I want to give credit where credit is due, because when I first looked at that, I mistook it for Admiral Trench. Now, we know Trench is coming to the game.
Well,
right?
we saw Trench already, but we don't know he's coming to the game.
A valid point. So we've seen Trench equipment stuff. We've seen him in the game. The data mine, at least. Now, he could be a boss of some kind.
Well, he's in the Lord Vader event. Yes.
Because I haven't unlocked that. I've been avoiding it for spoilers. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. but good to know. Good to know. But like when I saw that, she was coming, Asajj, I have said this time and time again, and not to put another plug for my Audible there, but like the book, crap, not Jedi Fallen, the Asajj Ventress book. It's got Asajj and it's got blast it. Anyways, her storyline is one. Thank you,
and technically also Jedi Lost.
That's true. Oh my gosh, Jedi Lost. If you want an audio drama that's going to make you cry, Jedi Lost. But like Dark Disciple, Jedi Lost, her story as a bounty hunter is epic. Asajj Ventress has got one of the best stories in all of Star Wars canon. Like I will say that to my dying day. I mean, I love Anakin. I love Kenobi. Great characters, but Asajj Ventress, her story is heartbreaking. It is so good. And to see her finally represented, having this other side of her, because she lived a pretty continual life after her connection with Dooku, right? Once that ended, she didn't just go away.
No. No, she didn't.
Right? She didn't. And yes, Big Country Mag's the bald head. I mean, Kindred spirits. But I loved it. And it's so cool to see that she might actually be in the game. I mean, I can't say any more than that, I guess.
So we also get in here, which I'm excited to see it. Boba Fett, Scion of Django, will be the reward. Cat drops off. Maul gets reduced. Yes. And the Cat follows the Razor Crest and is no longer an end of event prizing, but you can still get them in later modes. Also, they've embiggened, to borrow a Marvel word here, the sectors that you can go down, and only certain sectors will go to certain nodes. It's not just, a bunch of diamonds. It's, now it's polygons to get to further on. And then there is also some people are not happy about it, but what I'm seeing with it, it's not game breaking. There's the Conquest Pass and the Conquest Pass Plus. Mm-hmm. Conquest Pass, you get bonus rewards. Conquest Pass Plus, you can do Conquest more often, and it increases your chances of getting the end of tier high-end prize box, if that is what stood in your way, is just the stamina and the everything. So
yeah. Now I will say that of all the nodes, I actually like Conquest. It's challenging. I have not I don't know, like I haven't been able to get the final box since I went over to hard mode.
I haven't gotten
but
it
I
since
do
4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. I haven't gotten the hard box, the red box yet.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. I did switch over to hard mode, I think, in 2 once they made it available. Was that when they introduced hard?
Well, yeah, because everybody played easy mode in 1.
And then they went over to 2, and so I'm probably right there with you. Like, these last few have been a real challenge for me, and because they've been so challenging, I have not been as aggressive with farming or with playing as I probably could be or should be, for that matter. And so I'm actually excited for this. I haven't decided yet. I may actually try one of these out in this go, just to see how it affects.
I'm really, really thinking about going past Plus. Now, here's the thing, though. The Conquest Pass itself should, instead of $9.99, should have been available for crystals only. And then the crystals you make in Conquest Pass original recipe, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my old tricks again. Original recipe Conquest Pass should make back those crystals if you complete all the tiers. And then Conquest Pass Extra Crispy is all the fun stuff.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. And I now that you've said that, I would have liked to have seen that. I don't dislike the $9.99 model because we've seen it before in the past where they've done something like $9.99 a month, right? And you get a certain amount of rewards.
Well, you got crystals. It was the Crystal Pass. It was the
the Crystal Pass. Yeah, and so and this feels like that with a little more, though, right? With a little more potential for other stuff, I don't know. Like I'm not opposed to it. I do like the $9.99 much. What's the Crystal Plus or the
Extra Crispy is
extra
$29.99, $30.
$29.90, $30. Okay. just a quick plug for those of you Google people. If you ever buy anything, you should set up your Google reward thing.
So you can get more gear. Luckily, you no longer get energy, but that's controversial to say. I'm sorry. Not.
What do you mean, luckily? I loved the extra energy. I'll fight you tooth and nail on that one, Paul. But I'm excited for it.
And everybody's a Google person if they have a computer because they have BlueStacks.
Exactly.
All right, so it also we also get bonuses to stamina, bonuses to conquest energy recharge, and free swapping of data discs.
Yes, see, that's actually one of the things that I think will go the longest way for me. I don't know about you, but I've had terrible luck with data discs.
Oh, I get at least one a conquest. I think there was one conquest I didn't get any, but I got two this past one. I got the one where they ignore 20% defense and gain buffs. That one was great to play with.
That's nice.
But I always get massively overpowered, which I think is getting cut.
Ooh, that's harsh. I had 4 leaders resolve, I think is what it was called. But it was 3. It was 3. I had 4 of the 3 ones, but they just weren't the best. And this last time I was able to get one that was nice, and I was like, all right, that's all right. I don't know. Like I was disappointed. The time before that and the time before that, I had nothing. Like my pieces were just crap. And I was super disappointed. And that was part of the reason why I struggled so hard to get to the end, to get that end box, was because the data discs suck so much. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what these new data discs will look like. And I'm really looking forward to 10, partially because I'm excited to get some random Bod Boba shards and
Boba Fett.
Bubba Fett, whatever. My wife has always called him Bubba Fett, and she does it just to piss me off. So I go with Bod Boba because, he's got the fighting punch, and that's how I feel. I've got a fighting punch. So I'm excited to see that. Plus,
this starts on Monday, by the way.
Yes, this starts on Monday. I'm excited because I've been spending a lot of time getting my bounty hunters up. And I'm stoked to see that. Right? I'm stoked to see him in action.
Yeah. And lastly, in the road ahead, we get Galaxy of Heroes turns 6 years old. Double drops of Light Side on the 17th and 18th. Dark Side on the 19th and 20th. All mod battles 21st to 22nd. Fleet battles 23rd to 24th. And then Cantina battles on 25th and 26th. By the way, the Omicrons, have you gotten any Omicrons from Relic materials yet? I have gotten zip.
Not a 1. So
double drop on Cantina battles, 2 times 0 is still 0.
Indeed, sir. I'll tell you though, I'm always excited for for double drops. And that's almost 10 days of double drops. And yes, it sucks to have to have zero gear that you're going for, but there is other stuff I think that can be beneficial. I don't dislike the salvage. I don't dislike the extra pieces. I just wish more of what I was going for was being dropped. Now, what I am hoping is jumping back up to phase 1 gear changes. I'm hoping those get installed before these double drops. If the gear rate change drops or is adjusted before the double drops, then it's likely those double drops will be way better and way more effective.
That is true. That's very true. And they still have the month to do that. Maybe on the 27th we'll get a title update. To be honest with you, though.
Yeah, I could see that.
So we
I
will
could see
get
that.
a Grievous portrait along with the title Head Clanker. We'll get 25 Zetas, 15 Omegas, and then 5 of each of the Bad Batch characters. Pardon me, hiccups there. Bad Batch characters, 1 million credits, 1 million ship credits, 30 shock prods, 30 battle computers, lots of slicing, signal data, carbonite circuit boards 100, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then some slicing material, as I mentioned. So,
yep.
Pretty good haul this time around, and especially because they increased it from a full Zeta to a Zeta and a quarter. Did you notice that? 25 Zeta.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is huge. Right? Again, this is another one of those moments where they're saying, hey, look, we understand that those at the lower end need a little bit extra. Right. And I think, like, I don't know about you, Paul, but I've got 110, I think, now Zeta salvage.
I'm willing to make Zeta bets
mats
now because I'm currently sitting on I'm currently sitting on 289 as of this morning.
Yeah. I mean, and like I could Zeta all the people that like I've got everyone that I'm currently working on Zeta. But while at the same time, I've got a handful of other people that I'm like, I could just toss. Like I threw a Zeta on Stormtrooper Han the other day for kicks and giggles.
That's not a bad Zeta if you got him. If you start,
it's not.
Bringing him up.
Yeah, I mean he's gear 9, maybe gear 10, I think at this point. But I'm like,
good. So he'd be useful fodder for for a Crankor. Good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for is fodder. Like I said, I enjoy my fluffy bottom.
Exactly.
But I think it's another one of those moments where they're saying, look, this is us recognizing that we need to make some changes for the long-term success of the game, right? Those who are playing, we've had a lot of people leave. I have a feeling that a lot of those same people who leave will find their way back.
We hope
that
so.
is something that we've seen.
We love our game.
Yeah. And nobody wants to see this go away. And obviously there's problems, and sometimes there's a tipping point. There's always a tipping point, but sometimes that tipping point it hits for different people at different times. And I think what you'll see more often is as the game gets older, as the game goes into year 7, year 8, year 9, you're going to feel those people who've left potentially coming back, and you're going to see a lot of that new player grind fall away, right? And I think this is I've been thinking this, and I think this is the age of SWGOH 2.0. I think this is the SWGOH 2.0 that a lot of people have been speculating will come, and they've just said it'll come in a new game. It's not a new game, but it feels like it could be, especially if you're starting new.
Yeah.
So
and Run DMV says, I'll have a R8 Jawa team before you make Kyber. If I do, you use Zeta Bodhi. And in fact, I actually have a clip. I made Kyber 3 months ago. So sorry, Run DMV. I have already done that. And lastly, in the video, it didn't make it into the words, into the text version, but Crumb promised a puzzle.
Yes.
That will be harder than any other puzzle. And Crumb, I'm sorry if I said this and I shouldn't have, but he expects this for us to take multiple days to get this one done.
I think he did say that.
He did say that publicly.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that he said. But I'm going through and I'm watching it as he's doing the puzzle, and I've got it on mute. But like seeing Doja Fett's reaction as Crumb is talking about the puzzle.
Yes,
like it's definitely look. I've got good luck right now. Big Country Mags points out I give it 12 hours. like the community is.
I'll take a I'll do my best to take a vacation day whenever it hits, because I'm part of the Puzzle Masters. I look forward to being there every single time it happens. I'll gladly take a vacation day. I just need to know. I just need a small heads up. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm excited for it, to be honest. And because if you've never seen one of the puzzles in action, you're really missing out, because like it is amazing to see how people's brains work and how their minds go from point A to point B to point C, just
and biltong. Don't forget the biltong.
Yeah, it's so impressive. I mean, I'm not a puzzler at all. I don't like thinking outside the box. I like to destroy the box and then build my own box. But like it's crazy to see. It's so impressive.
You know what's going to be impressive? You know, the long time person who has been doing story time on the Escape Podcast for Kids, coming up after this break. He finally has a chance to join us. We look forward to talking to him. The Nev will join us after these messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another story time with the Nev. As I promised a few weeks ago, today we are going to talk about Dad, Bod Boba, Scion of Django. He survived the Sarlacc pit, rescued Baby Yoda, and is finally making his way to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes holotables as the next Galactic Conquest reward character. So, let's do this. Boba Fett was one of two unaltered genetic clones of the bounty hunter Jango Fett. Boba idolized Jango and patterned his entire career after the Mandalorian who raised him. His career took somewhat of a dive after being swallowed by a Sarlacc. Let's face it, you can't do much bounty hunting if you're being digested for 1,000 years. Boba was able to escape his would-be digestion with no small help from his iron will, Mandalorian armor, and some rocket fuel. Essentially, he fought his way through boss-level stomach lining after boss-level stomach lining, like some never-ending side-scroller. He was rescued from the desert by his bounty hunter friend Dengar, although there were rumours for a time that he was saved by two bounties he was tracking at the time called Tag and Bink, but that's just rumour of course. He was nursed back to health before returning to his bounty hunting activities. After regaining his armour from the Mandalorian Din Djarin, Boba had a very colourful career, taking contracts from both good and bad factions. Some of his stories, I'm sure, are true, and some of his stories are probably just legends. Like stories told by bounty hunters and pirates to their children to astonish and enthrall them. Stories of the mighty and fearsome bounty hunter traversing the galaxy in his Firespray 31 class patrol craft called Slave One. He duelled with Luke Skywalker, he took Jabba's throne with the help of Fennec Shand, and even in the twilight of his career, he trained the daughter of Han Solo, Jedi Knight Jaina Solo, who he was preparing to confront her twin brother who had fallen to the dark side and killed her aunt and master, Mara Jade Skywalker. Who's to know what is true and what is legend? Only Boba knows the truth. And now that we have a better understanding of where Dad Bod Boba, Scion of Django, can be found, let's see how his kit measures up on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes holotables. Double action. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice. If target enemy has no protection, this ability deals damage 2 more times. Gain 1 stack of momentum for 3 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Momentum. Abilities gain additional effects based on the number of stacks. Dual barrage. Final text. And it's an Omicron. Deal physical damage to target enemy and the weakest enemy. This ability has additional effects based on the number of stacks of momentum Boba Fett, Scion of Django, has. 5 stacks, and all bounty hunters or scoundrel allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns. 9 stacks, all bounty hunters or scoundrel allies gain tenacity up for 3 turns, and you gain 1 stack of momentum for 3 turns, and if the target enemy is inflicted with armor shred, you gain an additional stack of momentum. These momentum gains can't be copied, dispelled, or presented. While in Territory War, this ability gains a new benefit based on the number of stacks of momentum Boba Fett's Scion of Django has. 16 stacks. All bounty hunters or scoundrel allies gain tenacity up for 3 turns and inflict protection disruption for 2 turns. And these effects can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Protection disruption. The protection is disabled, and they are immune to protection up and bonus protection. This ability does become blocked for 1 turn after being used 3 times in a row though. Bounty Breaker. The final text. Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict 2 damage over time effects for 2 turns. This ability has additional effects based on the number of stacks of momentum Boba Fett, Scion of Django, has. 3 stacks, this ability deals 25% more damage. 6 stacks, this ability deals 25 more damage and inflicts tenacity down for 2 turns. 12 stacks, this ability deals 30% more damage, inflicts tenacity down and potency down for 2 turns. 16 stacks. Bounty Breaker deals 30% more damage, inflicts tenacity down, potency down, and breach for 2 turns. Gain 1 stack of momentum for 3 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Again, this ability becomes blocked for 1 turn after being used 3 turns in a row. Is a leader ability, Dangerous Reputation. Final text, ooh, another Omicron one. Bounty Hunter or Scoundrel allies have plus 50% critical avoidance while they have tenacity up, while debuffed, Bounty Hunters or Scoundrel allies gain 40% critical damage. When Boba Fett, Scion of Jango, is in the leader slot and not the ally slot, the following contract is active. Contract. While buffed, damage a debuffed enemy 20 times. Enemies must be debuffed before the start of an attack to count progress. Only Bounty Hunters or Scoundrel allies can contribute to the contract though. Rewards. All Bounty Hunter allies have their payouts activated, and all Bounty Hunter or Scoundrel allies gain 25% offense and health steal, and they ignore taunt. While in Territory War though, Bounty Hunter or Scoundrel allies have plus 30 speed, plus 50% mastery, plus 30% potency, max health, and max protection, and take 18% less damage. Boba Fett, Scion of Django, gains an additional 60 speed and 100% max health and max protection. Contract requirements and rewards are adjusted as follows. Contract, well buffed. Damage a debuffed enemy 10 times. Enemies must be debuffed before the start of an attack to count progress. Only bounty hunters or scoundrel allies can contribute to the contract. Reward. All bounty hunter allies have their payouts activated, and all bounty hunter or scoundrel allies gain 25% offense and health steal. Ignore taunt, and each time they deal damage with an ability, they deal damage an additional time as true damage. Is unique Fett Legacy. Final text. Ooh, it's a Zeta and an Omicron. Boba Fett, Scion of Django, has plus 50% offense. At the start of the encounter, Boba Fett, Scion of Django, gains Bounty Hunter's Resolve until he is defeated. When Boba Fett, Scion of Django, gains a stack of momentum, he gains 5% turn meter. If Boba Fett, Scion of Django, uses the same special ability 3 times in a row, that ability becomes blocked for 1 turn. While in territory war though, Boba Fett is immune to enemy ability block and stun, and whenever he defeats an enemy, he recovers 100% protection and gains Bounty Hunter's Resolve until he is defeated. Double Action, Dual Barrage, and Bounty Breaker generate an additional stack of momentum when used. Bounty Breaker's debuffs can't be resisted or dispelled. Unique Boba Fett, Scion of Django's Payouts. Whenever Boba Fett, Scion of Django, receives rewards from a contract, or when the leader is another non-bounty hunter scoundrel ally, he also gains the following payout. Of course, contracts are granted by certain bounty hunter leader abilities. The payout: Boba Fett, Scion of Django, gains plus 30% critical avoidance and defense penetration, and all momentum gains are doubled for the rest of battle. Well, that's it for me this week. Stay tuned for next week for more story time with the Nev on the Escape Podcast for Kids.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddaeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Our next guest is somebody who you all know very well from his segment Storytime with the Nev. He is a multiple account. He runs multiple accounts across the entire Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes universe, and he's also co-host of the GA Center with RSG's very own Ranger. We are honored to have him finally take a moment to step in with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Nev. Neil, how are you?
Hello, Governor. Yeah, I'm a very, very, very busy person. I mean, you're lucky to get story time with the Nev.
We appreciate it.
Perfectly honest with you. I mean, lucky. You know, getting an interview with me is like trying to get an interview with the Grand Admiral. You know, the Empire's gaming division.
Yeah,
not an easy thing. Getting an interview with me, it's not an easy thing.
You broadcast your GAC battles right here on the Escape Podcast channel, which I'm very, very excited. You know, we're all part of the Nerdy Network. You know, it's fun, and I'm glad that you're able to take time to do all your GAC here.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to help out the peasants every now and then,
which we appreciate. We appreciate. Without your advice, Nev, I would really struggle in GAC.
Oh God, yeah, no, it would be it'd be wooden spoons every week, wouldn't it, mate?
It would be. It would be.
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
Mm-hmm. It'd be wooden spoons every week, yeah.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
yeah.
So you know, let's talk about you know, you are a collector of accounts. You just recently got your hands on a very nice account. I'd love to hear about this new account.
Yeah, well, we had 3 people retire from the guild recently. And the guild leader was like, oh, I really don't want to lose these accounts from the guild. So somebody else in the guild basically took custody of the 3 accounts of the people that are retiring from the game. So the accounts are going to remain in the guild, but they're going to get run by other people. So I've got hold of Corran's. So I'll be looking. I mean, if he ever came back to the game, I would be happy to pass it back to him. But for the time being, I will enjoy the challenge because my GAC is all in Division 4, and you know, I finally get to test my mettle in Division 2. I've got a lot of work to do on the account. Serious amount of work to do on the ships when I first took over the account. Looked at the characters. Awesome. Character roster is awesome. Beautiful. It's sweet. Missing a couple of vital characters. It's missing Gideon. It's missing the Dark Trooper. But apart from missing Gideon and the Dark Trooper, it's really freaking good. But on the ship side of things, oh my god, it's missing. You know, it's got a 3-star Y-wing bomber for the Galactic Republic fleet, which isn't good because the rest of the Galactic Republic fleet are all relics. So yeah, I need to get that farmed ASAFP. It's all this the Separatist fleet. I mean, I've 7-star ship, 7-star GG, but my Vulture droid is at 3 stars. So my Hyena bomber's at 4. So yes. And I checked my fleet arena shard earlier on today, and there are 40 executors in it. 40.
That's insane.
So I am not going to make any crystal because obviously it's free to play now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be getting any crystals from that.
You know, every once in a while you talk about how you're free to play during story time. Is that true? I mean, is that across all of your accounts? You are absolutely 100% free to play?
Oh yeah, I am 100% free to play. I have never spent a dime on this game. I will never spend a dime on this game. I did always say that, you know, I have said things in the past that would make me pay to win. That I've said that I would spend on the game if they did X, Y, and Z, but they've never done X, Y, and Z. So I've been free to play since day one. My main account, which is in Div 4, is 5.8 million. I had a bunch of alts, but I haven't played them in ages. I haven't even logged into them.
You're aquaphobic. You're not any type of mammal of sea creature. You are entirely aquaphobic.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those seagulls. You know, I fly above the water, and I pick up
dead fish.
I pick up the small fish.
Dad, do you have any questions for Neil?
So I'm I'm curious because you do know quite a bit about the GAC. You know quite a bit about Arena. Have you noticed that your skills translate to a higher gear or a higher level, because now you're kind of playing with bigger accounts. You're playing
that's
with
what I'm hoping.
boys, right?
That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm really excited about getting my hands on this Div 2 account, because the highest levels that I've experienced is just 1 GL. My main account only has 1 GL on it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. I've got JKL and I've got both the Revens and I've got clones and I've got Galactic Republic team. I've got all of the factions with the exception of Resistance and First Order. So I've got all of the factions and 1 GL, but I've not competed against people with multiple GLs because I have a very well-rounded roster. So I tend to only get matched up against other competitors with 1 GL.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So yeah, being in Division 2 with 3 GLs, I'll be interested to see.
Did you get it in time to join this one?
Go. No. Halfway through. I'll play. I just can't be competitive in this 3v3. So I'll try to be as competitive as I can when the next 5v5 starts, because when people look at my ships, they're going to take that. If people took a look at the ships, they'd be like, yeah, you ain't getting Kyber with ships like that. And that's the challenge. The challenge will be, I might have to play like Fortmore. One of the competitors that I cover on GA Center with Ranger is a Gaka called Fortmore, and he ships hard, but B, he plays for the win. He doesn't play for full clears. He doesn't play for banners. He just plays for a win. And I think until I've got the fleet really farmed up, which is going to take me months and months and months, until I get the fleet farmed up, that's the way I'm going to have to play very hard defense and try and hold my but this will be a great test of the Fortmort strategy.
Yeah.
Does the Fortmort, because I will speak, I'm going to speak to him about it, and I will talk to him and I'll say, look, I've got this account. There is no way I'm going to win getting full clears. I'm going to have to use your strategy. So teach me your strategy and we'll see if your strategy can be applied to a Division 2 account. So we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah.
I'd love to know, man, because you've seen me play and I'm great. Let's face it. I'm amazing. But
you didn't even know that a Nutini bomb could clear him on Mothma team.
I mean, I just assumed that Mon Mothma is just that amazing that it wouldn't work, but you're right. I just didn't know. Now, I will say, Nev, the people in the chat are saying now that you have Div 2, you personally haven't spent any money, but you have an account that is likely to have spent money.
The account must. I'm just assuming because I've looked at. I'm assuming it because I've looked at some of the. I've looked at some of the. I've looked at some of the characters.
Sure.
And when I look at some of the characters, I think to myself, this has to be pay to win. But then you look at the gold, the fleet currency, the credits and the crystals, and it's like it doesn't look like. Because there was when I took it, there was nothing in it. There was like 1.2 million fleet credits, and there was like 15 million in regular credits, and there was like 300. There was less than 200 gold. I didn't even have enough crystals in the account to change the account to my name, so I changed the account to the Nev. But yeah, no, I'm not going to spend. I'm literally, I'm not going to spend a penny on it. So. We'll see how I do with it, because it's going to be slow. I'm not going to be I'm not. It's going to be near on impossible for me to generate a crystal income on this. So yeah, it's going to be slow. So it's going to be very slow.
Just this past week, and this is another reason why we're excited to have you on. Just this past week, you helped us out by stepping in and helping commentate Speed Grand Arena.
Well, I mean, you and I have done fight
we've done fight nights before, but I mean,
we've done commentary on GAC before, so I was an obvious choice when you think about it.
You were. But what was that experience like for you to be asked by CG to step in alongside me to do this? I mean, I know I had fun, but what was it like for you?
Oh yeah, no, it was immensely fun. It really, really was. I enjoyed every minute of it, jumping backwards and forwards, calling the plays, checking out various different battles between various different content creators or devs. It was a huge amount of fun. I'm very, very hopeful that Doja gets permission to do something like that again. So that we can do another CG run event. I mean, I'd like to see some community run events using the same server, and I have pitched a couple of ideas to Doja in the hope that we can get some community run tournaments out of it as well. Seems a shame to have a server that does all of these wonderful things and then only use it once or twice. Once a month or once every 2 months. So I pitched a couple of ideas to Doja, and I hope I've been able to bend his ear. But unfortunately, he's not the decision maker. All he can do is pitch ideas to his hierarchy, pass it on up the chain, and then we just keep our fingers crossed that they look at it, go, "Yep, that's a good idea. Do it."
What was your favorite part of the Speed Grand Arena from a viewer standpoint? Because one of my favorite parts was seeing everybody use Jawas against Mon Mothma, like, as we kind of discussed earlier.
The use of the Utini bomb in the tournament was because they're all Relic 9 Jawas. I didn't see anybody risking it on anything other than
we did, though. We saw it on the
Ewoks with the bounty hunters.
Yeah, but no. I'm talking about successful. Using it against a success. It against a successful team. Because I was surprised to not see Geos. I didn't. I thought maybe somebody might have put Geos down on defense, but then they were probably thinking in the back of their mind, well, if I put these Relic 9 Geos on defense, someone's just going to hit them with an Utini bomb. But then people still put down Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
Which can get, you can wipe the floor with it. So I was because people had put Mon Mothma in defense, I was like, why wouldn't you if you're going to put Mon Mothma down, put the Geos down? Because then you've got two teams and your opponent has to pick and choose which one they go for. Because loads of people were putting GG down on defense, and, GG is a good counter, to Mon Mothma. So you could have used the UT. Yeah, there was lots of it. You got to remember, it was done very, very fast paced. This was the first time it had been done. This was, for all intents and purposes, the inaugural esports version of Grand Arena Championships. So there's no history. Your opponents have never, it's what happens the first time, There's no doubt in the back of my mind that the very, very first football match was one side absolutely destroying another side because, the one side that destroyed the other were probably the inventors of it.
Well, we did see.
Oh, do you want to play this new game that we've tried? Yeah, sure.
We did see. We did see a dev win, but it was close throughout, especially because the dev that won had a very, very tumultuous round one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, were there any surprises in where everybody finished to you, Neil?
Here's the thing. Because Nivmet finished 3-0, the three people that finished 2-1, you'd expect to see either 3-0 or 2-1. So seeing Ranger and good old Maurice and Cubs and Gridden, I had Gom and Ranger as 2-1s anyway. But because Nivmet finished 3-0, I thought that's a spot that was going to be occupied by Zareth and Solo.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't expecting Zareth and Solo to be a 1 and 2. I was expecting them to either be a 2 and 1 or a 3 and 0.
Yeah.
I was expecting Cubs to be a 2 and 1 or a 1 and 2. Because the thing with Cubs is sometimes, to his own detriment, he listens to his chat.
Well, he didn't have time to look at chat, from what I understand.
He didn't have time to look at chat. He had grid. So when Cubs wasn't 100% sure with what he was going to go in with, he just went grid, and grid said, "You do that," and Cubs followed his instruction and went with it. But normally with GAC, what Cubs does, if Cubs isn't 100% sure, he goes to his chat and then he gets bombarded with 100 different ideas, half of which are right, half of which are wrong. Right. And sometimes he picks
up. Let me say something here, because I mean no disrespect to Cubs or Grid. I love Cubs. He was what helped me get started in this at all. Without his enthusiasm, I don't think I would be even close to as big as I am. I mean, not physically, obviously. I don't need any help with that. But and Grid, I mean, that he's my my guild community daddy, like we with lives, what? But they have an unfair advantage, and it's their hair. The hair that those two gentlemen have should be outlawed, and I think that there was something chemically helping them in their hair that I just don't get it. I don't see how they do it. Obviously I don't have that
so you suspect them of using PEHP, performance enhancing hair product.
Yes, performance enhancing hair products. I think they should be tested. I mean, again, not to say that they're cheaters, but I think that they may have had some additional help. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, just throwing that out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sadly getting close to running out of time, but we just found out today, Neil, that there is a possibility of 5 more marquees on the way to the game. So, what are the 5 marquees that you truly think that they may be? Because we know that you're going to be covering them in future, episodes of Storytime with the Nev.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Indeed.
They're visions.
Really? Do you think we're going to get visions?
I think we're going to get 5 visions characters.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. Which 5? I mean, have you watched Visions?
I haven't watched them all, but I have seen the Ronin one. Do you think we're getting the Ronin characters?
Well, here's the thing. They're doing 5, which is kind of a bit of a giveaway that if they do 5, then those 5 will be farmed or wailed on in order to go for a legendary. So I'm leaning, I'd like to see a mix. But I see them either going 5 light side, say 5 Jedi from Visions, and then doing a legendary, one of the you've got the twins.
The twins was cool. I watched that one.
The twins was interesting.
So they could do 5 light side and then make the light side twin the legendary, and then do 5 dark side marquee and make the dark side twin the legendary. Or this might just be 5 one-offs and they just pick 5 characters from Visions. And if I was picking the 5, I'd go for the twins. I would go for that, and then I would go for the
definitely the Ronin.
Definitely. So the twins, the Ronin, and then the girl from episode 5, whose lightsaber just got brighter and brighter the more powerful she got. That was my favorite episode, and I I got to the end of that episode and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Screw the rest of Visions. I just want you to take this storyline and run with it. Yeah. So I would love to see her as a character, and then the master that was, and then the Sith, the old guy from I can't remember if it was 4, if it was 6. Can't remember what that kept, but like I said, mixture of light side and dark side. So yeah, I think it's going to be 5. Those 5 marquees are going to be characters from Visions.
All right, so there's the speculation station, as we like to say, when we do get to talk to the Nev when he can get some time to come on. Nev,
they said they did say in the post you will not expect it. So I'm coming up, I'm just coming up with ideas that are unexpected.
Well, for the record,
that would be unexpected.
For the record, I'm never expecting Hondo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Neil, what else do you have? What do you got? What are you going to be doing? I know you have I've linked your Twitter in the show notes. But what else do you have coming up in the world of creation of what you do? We did mention, go ahead and plug GA Center.
Yeah, well, I've got my GAs coming up. I've got my Grand Arena matches coming up. Didn't do round 1 because it was an auto deploy. Auto deploys are boring. So I never stream my auto deploys because they suck. I will be streaming round 2 because it's a really, really interesting one. It's a Ray and Prey with some stuff on the other territories. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a tough one. And then GA Center is every single week, either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or if things get really, really, really heavy, we'll delay, me and Ranger will delay it until the Thursday. But that's me for the week.
As to not interfere with attack time.
Yeah, so that it doesn't interfere with attacking, yes.
Yeah. And Grundy wants...
Am I going to stream my new account? Oh, hell yeah, I will be. Oh, yes. I will be streaming. I will be streaming the new account.
Excellent.
I'm absolutely looking forward to that.
Because it's Div 2. It's 6.8. It's Div 2. There are a lot of content creators in Div 2. So I'm praying to RN Jesus that I can get matched up against some other Div 2 competitors, because I've never had a live match against another content creator, and
I'd love to cover that. Thaddaeus and I can do a fight night for you. We'd love to do that.
I really, really, really want that. So
I think our commentary would be amazing. Maybe not completely spot on, but I think it'd be
what's he doing here, Thad? I have no idea, Paul.
I think he's got a Nutini bump. No, he's not using the Jawas.
No. Thad, any final questions for our guest this week?
Oh, you know what?
What's the name on the account? It's the Nev.
The Nev.
The Nev.
Let me ask you. All right. Mm-hmm. So with our speculation, what character do you want to come to the game? Not do you think will, but what do you want to come?
I want Talon Card and Mara Jade to come to the game, because I think that they're going to be in the Book of Boba.
I agree with you on that. I think they will be.
All right. Well, Neil, thank you so very, very much for coming on. We look forward to seeing your streams. But coming up after this break, we're going to play the latest version of Helly and the Noob. And coming up after that, Thaddaeus and I will, of course, do Patreon's Choice on the Bridge right after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod. Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
The following episode of Hellion the Noob has a character based on a real person. Permission was granted to use the name and virtual likeness.
And now time for something completely shameless.
When we last saw our antagonists, they ran into enemies on Corellia. They were facing down two of TC-14's greatest creations. A heated battle ensued. Serves them right. Nobody likes Hellenics. Both Hellenics and the noob performed maneuvers most of us would just laugh at. Thank God for them, the victorious Viking found them on their way to their ship and joined them in this fight. Let's pick back up with this latest episode of Hellion the Noob to see if these fugitives from the law get their comeuppance.
Newbie, special move, and make it count.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, come on! Those blasters are the most overpowered weapons available to us. They've destroyed Beskar reinforced quintuple-layered Durasteel with mithril mesh in the past. And now against these two rock clowns, not even a scratch? All right, whatever. Time for my special move.
Oh, jeez. You gotta be kidding me.
What in the space hell? Even that does no damage?
They're rock creatures, Hellenics. Lightning attacks have no effect on them. Haven't you ever played any Pokemon games?
This is getting stupid. Shaman, my man, do something.
I guess I'll do my special move? You shall not pass!
Oh, for crying out loud, a taunt? What good will that do us?
What's the problem this time, Hellenics?
We need to eliminate these rock guys, not divert their attacks. Their attacks don't even cause any serious damage. This battle's gonna go past 5 minutes, and I never let it last for more than 5 minutes. Seriously, Drum Monkey?
Hellenics? I just finished reading these guys' kits.
You are not
going to like this.
Hurry up, newbie. The timer's counting down. Spill the beans already. Give me the short version of whatever it is you found.
Well, the short version is these are the newest Galactic Legends released by the SSP devs. Basically, without an ultimate ability, you can't damage them.
Let's stun them this time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Now we're stunned. This sucks.
Well, maybe if we didn't stop for space
heroes,
we wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place.
Meatbag.
You know what, noob? Why don't you just shut up? If you got nothing helpful to offer, why keep talking? All you ever do is complain.
Guys?
Me? Complain? Oh, that's rich. Especially coming from you, who calls himself the Salty Spartan.
No. I've earned the right to complain, noob. I've been at this for almost 6 years. You just picked up this game and have no idea how much I've sacrificed for this garbage content.
Guys.
Oh yeah? Well, fine. I'm gonna go buy a hyperdrive bundle pack and...
What good will a hyperdrive pack do? You can't equip it mid-battle. Plus, it's gonna violate your free-to-play pledge. And I am not in the mood to listen to Neil rag on us for dumping money into the SSP coffers.
Guys!
What?
I still have my summoning move, and I know exactly who to summon. Here goes. By the power of SWGOH, I summon the bravest!
Isn't he cute? Yeah, he's adorable. What's it gonna do? Yeah, tickle us to death.
Yes! He did it!
Whoa.
Okay, Mr. Viking Man, who is that character? He seems very, very cool. I want a formal introduction. I bet we could be great friends. He seems exactly like the type of character we need to join us for our mission to confront TC-14.
Noob, don't you know who this is?
Pipe down, both of you. You are in the presence of greatness. Show some class, please. Yes, kind soul, we are humbled. We thank you. Without you, we would not have ended our non-stop bickering and overcome these adversaries. Your strength and poise are an eternal lesson to us all. Your example is one we should all always strive towards achieving. We are humbled by your appearance and appreciate your brief intervention. May the Force be with you. Always.
I can barely believe it.
Okay, will somebody explain to me exactly what
just happened?
You see, young adventurer, that was the bravest entity this galaxy has ever known. That was Minnie Snowwalker, a being of legend who once walked among us in this realm, and now travels the nether realm of the Force. As the Wills once wrote in their journals, Minnie Snowwalker was a being whom, despite his small stature and young age, could face impossible odds, without fear, odds that would make even the strongest among us crumble in sheer terror. Unfortunately, a dark entity of despair, born of the fourth sign, confronted Minnie, and an epic battle ensued. Sadly for us, the little one departed our realm, after losing his fight against that vile foe. However, although defeated in that battle, he did not truly lose. For the legend says, if we merely remember him, he will never truly be lost, and he will always walk among us. For his ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. His name is Minnie Snowwalker, and it shall never be forgotten. For he was the bravest among us, and his example will forever be one we should each be inspired by. While gone from this realm, Minnie Snowwalker is eternal.
Whoa. I'm honored.
As you should be, young one. Now, let's all head toward your ship and make our way to Coruscant.
This episode dedicated to Minnie Snowwalker, 2006 to 2021. May the Force be with you.
That was quite touching. Minnie Snowwalker was indeed a hero. I almost don't want to make fun of the lethargic Laconian at this point. Almost. Oh, who am I kidding? Will the noob violate his sacred free-to-play pledge, and will his doing so cause an outrage? Will Cartoon Hellenic's pit stop at a coffee shop for a Freddo Espresso while en route to Coruscant? We all know the Greek is addicted to caffeine. Will the victorious Viking crack both these guys' skulls with his mud hammer? I'm hoping. Yes, I'm even willing to pay good money to see this. Would you like to see the same? If you answered yes to this question, then all you have to do is make sure to stay tuned to the Escape Pod cast every Friday, so you never miss a single episode of Ellie and the Noob.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome into the final segment of the Escape Podcast. That it's been a wonderful episode. You know,
I know.
142 episodes we've done. You've been here for so many of them ever since Scotty left. 100 and what would that be? 112.
1,500, yeah.
So,
oh, it feels like yesterday.
It does feel like yesterday. Like I asked you, a few days ago almost, it feels like.
Almost.
All right, Patreon's choice. We got a lot of questions. So,
yeah.
Number 1, have you ever peed in a swimming pool? I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah. Peed? Yes. Pooped? No comment.
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
What's the best birthday party you've ever been to?
Jesus's.
My 30th surprise birthday party that my wife threw for me. Went to get wings and bowling. My best friend was there. My best friend, who is a Michigan State fan, I being a lifelong Michigan fan. I'm looking forward to this weekend to watching the game with him, even though he's moved up to the Great White North. So that'll be fun.
Minnesota.
No, New York. Upstate New York.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
What's your Halloween costume going to be this year?
Actually, I was wearing it today. I was ready for bed. Pajama bottoms. I've got an old-timey pajama dress shirt and a robe. Very comfortable. None of the students I had today when I wore it to school, they're like, aren't you even dressed up? And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm wearing pajamas. Yes. I'm going as ready for bed.
Yep. All right. So next, for me, I'm probably going to be a streamer for Halloween. Mrs. Anthony and I will be playing Lego Lord of the Rings, hopefully finishing it out on Vault 37. A robber breaks into your house. You grab the closest item to your right. What are you beating a robber to death with?
Currently or when I'm
right
asleep?
Now.
Oh, right now the closest item to my right is a wrench from IKEA.
Mine is my controller for the television.
If the question is asking why I'm asleep, I'm beating the robber to get to death with my wife.
For me sleeping, it would be a bag of Sour Patch Kids.
That's dangerous. Yeah. That's deadly.
All right. You're forcibly conscripted into an elite army unit and tasked with the assassination of a terrorist leader. Your team can only be made from people from the Escape Podcast and its affiliates and friends. Who do you choose for these roles? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. And by the way, all these questions came from Zaz. The first one is, who is our sniper?
Nev. No, Christy K. Critty K.
I'm actually going to go Nev for the sniper. All right. Who's the medic?
Nev.
You're going...
Nev is a crotchety old medic.
Okay. For the medic, I'm actually going to have to go with you. You're the medic, Neil. Thad. Heavy weapons. Who's your heavy weapons person?
Llama.
Llama.
No. No.
I'm going with Llama as well. Demolition expert.
Helly.
Helly would be the demolition expert for me too. Tech guy or girl?
Noob.
Yep. Over enthusiastic grunt who just wants to kill people and blow stuff up. Big Country Mags.
I feel like that. No, I'm gonna go Ray Rock.
Ray Rock. All right.
Yeah.
And super sneaky ninja guy or girl?
You.
Me. I'm going Critty K on that one. Super sneaky.
But you have to be dressed in drag.
I mean, what's?
I think you.
What's any different? All right, these next questions are from Dickie Darkside. Torgrudas or Twi'leks?
It depends on
you have to choose one. I'm choosing a Twi'lek.
I mean, I feel like Twi'leks have had it rough. like Twi'lek for sure, just because of like the passion, the art, the violence, all of it. Togrutas are awesome, but they're also not. They're no Twi'leks.
All right, Flamethrower Django versus Charizard.
Jango.
Charizard. The Django would run out of fuel. Charizard.
No, Charmander. Yes, Charmander. But Charizard, no, he's got him.
All right.
Too much space for Django to shoot.
Salacious B. Crumb versus Grover.
Grover. That guy is a scrapper. And you know he's got bodies hidden somewhere under a floorboard.
I'm going Grover as well. Dad Bod Boba versus the Cookie Monster in a hot dog eating contest.
Cookie Monster.
Dad Bod Boba. Cookie Monster only eats cookies. I've never seen Cookie Monster eat a hot dog. The Grand Inquisitor versus John Wick.
John Wick. Grand Inquisitor dies. John Wick is still alive, I believe.
Is John Wick's dog still alive?
Oh, that's a good question.
If John Wick's dog is still alive, then the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
All right.
If he has no reason to fight, John Wick's he's not
Ezra
violent.
Bridger versus Harry Potter.
Ezra. Hands down.
Definitely. Lego Vader versus Lego Batman in a battle of wits. I'm going Lego Batman.
I feel like that's probably the right answer.
The Ronin versus Shang-Chi.
Oh.
I've got to go with Shang-Chi. You're going to go Ronin.
I'm going to go with... I am.
All right.
I have my reasons.
All right. Which is better, being bald or having mutton chops?
Both? Bald, I think, is pretty
having
awesome.
Mutton chops. All right. And it's 5 Gungans or I Riot?
5
Gungans. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Feelgood. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we need a Gungan faction in this. We need a Jar Jar drunk fighting Gungan faction. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. What would be your ideal full kit in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for a little-known character such as Hondo Ohnaka?
I can't go into
we can't go into the full kit, but what's one special thing about him?
So one thing that Hondo does is the double cross. And so there's a mechanic on Newt, the extortion. There's got to be a similar extortion mechanic for Hondo, but allows him to have, I don't know, players do damage to their own team.
I'm thinking the same thing. So he extorts his own team, but then that fully comes back and hits the other team later on.
Yeah. So it's got to be some kind of extortion thing, similar to Newt, but it's his own thing.
All right. That was from Dr. Feelgood. And the final 3 questions from JJ Manners. If they release the original versions of the original trilogy, do you think they should rework the other 6 films like they did with the original trilogy in the 90s?
So adding new stuff to them?
I guess adding new stuff to them or making them IMAX worthy, I guess. 4K, you know.
I mean, as long as they don't screw it up, you know, like I'm all about, and as long as they don't change things, they shouldn't go back and fix something storyline. Re-release them. I mean, I would love to see them in theaters on the big screen on IMAX. I think that'd be dope. But, you know, yeah, that's where I'm at.
A quick follow up from Dr. Feelgood. What's Hondo's relic? His hat.
Oh yeah, his hat or a Kowakian monkey lizard.
No. His Ugnaught friend.
Oh no, his Ugnaught friend needs to be in the game.
Okay, fine. But they did make a a living creature a relic for Mando when they did Queel and they did the blurg.
That's true. So I will say this though, when I first looked at that question, and it was like, what was your crew from TEPcon? I read that as SWGOH, and I was like, oh, you've got to believe the demolitions person is going to be an Ugnaught. Ugnaught is my demo guy for sure. Cup, I don't know, someone who wants to go around and kill people. Like, it just seemed right. But yeah, like I mean, they could do a character that a hat makes sense. But I could see any number of other things.
All right. For me, as long as Obi-Wan continues to have the high ground, and maybe make Anakin less whiny, that'd be nice.
I will say, on a total side note, this is a fact. Ireland, I believe, maybe it's Scotland, I forget where Ewan McGregor is. They are renaming a mountain after Ewan
Mount
McGregor.
Kenobi, please.
Kenobi. No, it is Mount Kenobi, and so now Kenobi is the high ground.
All right. Should Warner Brothers reshoot Aquaman 2 with Emilia Clarke as Mera?
Yes, but only if she plays Kira. Like, Kira comes into Aquaman 2.
All right.
It's a crossover.
I'm on the fence with it. And last, do you think Mads Mikkelsen will make a good Grindelwald?
Oh yeah, Mads Mikkelsen will make a good.
He can do anything, including Thrawn.
Yeah, he can make a grilled cheese sandwich evil. Like, yeah.
I'm now gonna have to go watch Casino Royale again.
As you should.
Well, Thaddeus, this has been a wonderful episode. This is the point where we thank everybody for playing along and allowing us to do this alternate reality episode. I thank you once again for agreeing to do this with 2 days' notice. There was a chance that Neil was not going to be able to make it. We decided to continue on with the reality bending episode. What do you have coming up on your channel?
So, as we've talked about a little bit, I have just finished the Ronin, the audio book for the books from the episode of Star Wars Visions, the Ronin. And I'll be doing a review on it. It will be spoiler heavy, but I'll let you guys. I won't start off spoiler heavy, right? So I'll let you know when the spoilers begin. I will be doing my GAC this weekend. I'm not sure I'll be able to get tomorrow's in or tonight's in, but I'll definitely be doing it on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And then I've got a few other tricks up my sleeve that I feel like need to be done.
Anything fun coming up as well on GoingNerdy.com?
GoingNerdy.com. I will also be posting that that post for. I'm writing it up tonight for the Ronin. Also, I'm going to be putting. I finished this summer the Witcher Audible series. So it's the Witcher books. I just finished the Witcher books, and I'm going to be putting them in order and kind of explaining what goes into them, what they're about, kind of breaking down each book as to what you'll expect in it. It's guys, if you want a fandom to get into that's awesome, The Witcher is dope. It's so good.
In December, a new season of The Witcher on Netflix.
Indeed. So it's perfect timing for it. So,
all right, and the JJ Manners, Paul's head is so much bigger. Yes, because I couldn't get Thad to get close to the camera because his microphone's in the way.
Yeah, My wife once told me that my microphone looks grossly inappropriate.
I was not going to mention it. I was not going to mention it.
I shouldn't be too close to it. So,
all right. as I mentioned earlier, Lego streams on Vault 37 Studios. We're hoping to finish Lord of the Rings so we can get back to playing on a console instead of playing on the computer version, because you can't get Lego Lord of the Rings on a current gen console right now, which that stinks a lot.
Insane.
JJ Manners, thank you for the shiny nickel. I don't know if I mentioned it. Big Country Mags gave out 2 subs earlier, along with Dr. Feelgood giving out subs, and also making sure that Run DMVini was resubbed to the channel. It's always good to see one of our founding Twitch subs on the channel. Very much. But yeah, anything else before we wrap this up? Hopefully find somebody to raid. I haven't even looked to see who's playing right now.
Yeah, I've just been enjoying our conversation, Paul. No, I'm good for now.
All right, I'm gonna
make
sure I mute the site here so it doesn't play. I'm gonna find. Unfortunately, we can't raid Heinze because he doesn't have raids enabled right now for some reason. Let's go raid. Let's go raid somebody new. I think I got somebody who we haven't noticed before. Positron Player. That's who we're gonna send you guys to here in a moment. But yeah, it's been absolutely fun, Thad. I hope that you can fill in if either Neil or I need a week. I may need that in maybe early February, late January, for when my mother comes to town for the Elton John concert, which I won tickets to.
Nice.
Hosting my trivia nights at Pluckers on Shepherd in Houston. So
maybe I should come down for that.
You would have to buy your own ticket, but sure.
Oh, yeah. I want you to take me, Paul. It'll be
it's my mother, man. I've been wanting to see Elton John since I was a youngster with my mother.
All right. I feel like that's probably good.
So, all right, guys, we are going to get out of here. Be nice to each other, damn it, and always remember to smile
and stay nerdy. Paul,
yes.
Push the button.
Don't mind if I do.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddaeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.